Job Vlog.
What say we go ahead and continue this first-time director stuff here. So let's look at the first film directed by Kevin Connolly. Yeah, the guy who bullied Rocky's kid in Rocky 5. Though I like to think of him as the dude from Entourage who had then-girlfriend super hot Sabina Gadecki get implants and then show her tits in the Entourage movie. That Kevin Connolly. Yeah, so what has he directed here? It's Gotti. I checked it out on Amazon Prime Video streaming. It was one of the recently added films, and boy, is it a hot mess. This is one of the most hated films of 2018. A lot of people are down on it for being MoviePass funded. You see, it's a weird thing for MoviePass to get into the movie production business. They want you to go to the theaters. They have a vote system on their site, and what do you know? Gotti seems to have a lot of bots upvoting it. It's kind of weird how that works out when the person who owns the site has a movie, you know, it's a little collusion-ish, isn't it? Oh, but it's okay when Netflix makes something original and somehow it gets amazing thumbs ups and shit, or they get rid of the star rating system and now it's like this, like, oh yeah, it's totally okay for Netflix to have a voting system and somehow make original content. Totally not a problem, but when MoviePass does it, it's a problem. Yeah, well, anyways. John Gotti is played by John Travolta, who, he addresses the camera at the beginning of the movie, and it's kind of framed by that. But that's not it alone. It's also framed by his son visiting him in prison when he's at the end of his life. And the guy was he died at like, what, 61, 62 years old? Like, shockingly young for how old up he looks in the movie. And you go through like 4 major makeup changes in John Travolta's appearance in like 10 minutes. The movie was freaking all over the place. We didn't know if we were starting with him young. Oh, hey, let me show you my first hit. Now we're flashing forward here. We're going back some. What year is any of this taking place? Occasionally it'll tell you. Odd music choices. I heard Heart of Glass by Blondie. I heard Duran Duran. At one point, in a scene that I have decided takes place before 1985, they play Pitbull's Don't Stop the Party, a 2012 song. Hey, what the hell? There's also some bad camera work here. It looks very rushed. A lot of these interior shots might be improperly lit, or they're just using the wrong kind of camera for this stuff, because you end up with a ghosting trail effect that you really only saw prevalent in early 2000 feature films shot on video anyways. Like Collateral had a lot of that going on. You know, where it looked like Tom Cruise walked into somebody's like home movie, just about. And it's a lot of yelling at people, a lot of F you, F this guy. I had a hard time understanding who the characters were, and it felt like just a collection of scenes haphazardly thrown together. I'm thinking whoever edited this, hell, it could have been a couple people for all I could tell, weren't coordinating the left hand with the right hand, and you just got some kind of movie thrown together here. There were scenes that were shockingly funny that were not supposed to be. Just the workmanlike, lackadaisical, low-effort way of putting these scenes together. Hell, there's a guy called The Chin. That's his nickname. A lot of these mafioso guys have these nicknames. And whenever they showed this guy walking down the street, he's like standing and kind of swaying side to side like he's 100 years old. He's got some guy with him. And I don't know what the hell they were thinking here, but him just outside in the cold looking like he's shot on somebody's phone is hilarious. It's hard to take that shit seriously. And nobody's doing anything artistic in this film. It's as simple as show up and say these lines. To John Travolta's credit, I think he does as good as he possibly could with this material and with who he has to work with. And Kelly Preston, as hot as she was and may still be today, this is one of the few actresses people know the name of who has never been nominated for a good award. Possibly for a reason. Gotti is a disaster, though maybe it's not as bad as some people say. By the end of it, I kind of felt that the story was lining up. Maybe the guy playing his son didn't age up very well. They give him some gray hair, but the guy looks like he's 20, maybe 19. And I'm like a little sympathetic for the situation here. I still don't feel like I connected with the characters the right way. It feels like poor man's Goodfellas in the most wrong way possible. I mean, think about the way characters are introduced there. Think about the way you have Pacino, Ray Liotta, De Niro, how they're talking, and it's like they're giving the story, they're giving and it's not just as simple as montage with music explaining how you're supposed to feel or how the scene does. Oh, what do you know? Things are falling apart. I guess we need to play Duran Duran's Come Undone with the lyrics Come Undone as guys are knocking each other off. That way the audience knows what's happening. I give Gotti 1.5 out of 4 stars.
Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. Vaughan Jog Vlog is made possible by your support on Patreon. Patreon.com/Vaughan Fry. Because Google.